Last time, we left Bozzy on a collision course with a pair of flip-flops, the book John Kay, and a woman in a terry cloth robe.
Why on God's great earth is there no direct access to the Bacchus pool?
Mercury's Wake, Season 1, Before Chaos, Episode 4.
The Book of Rhea.
Vegas is for opportunists, babe.
I was lost, irritated, and wearing flip-flops.
Rhea, don't ask for directions. It shows weakness.
I know, Daddy. Caesars had changed.
Nothing beats the good old days, Rhea.
Crowds of people in denim and linen, despite a mean temperature of freezing, ebbed and flowed without sense of direction. It was throbbing, mindless, and vaguely terrifying for a woman wearing a terry cloth robe and flip-flops. The woman? Me. What a mess. I hate terry cloth.
You're sounding a little neurotic, dear.
It feels dirty.
Try to keep those kind of issues to yourself, kiddo.
Yes, Dad. That was me. The old Rhea. The Rhea that couldn't admit how much she hated her life. Everyone is in denial about something. Don't trust them if they say otherwise. Shrinks won't solve your problems.
Better to be lonely and appear strong than show your weaknesses. There was only one time in your life when you weren't in control, dear, and that's when you were
out of control. That was me then, and before the after, which was my beginning. Well, you'll see. I can easily summarize the old Rhea. Success comes from exhaustive planning. A script for everything, even speaking to parents. The old Rhea read the plot lines of TV series just so she was prepared. No unexpected sad endings or gruesome denouements. As a trial attorney, she not only prepared the defense, she prepared the offense. I finally clocked on and turned to entertainment law. Contracts and litigation were more boilerplate. No surprises there. So, how did I, land in Vegas on the verge of an almighty nervous breakdown, feeling naked in a floppy hat, terry cloth robe, and flip-flops? My colleague Mitch and my assistant George insisted. Why? I was hauling a jackknifing trailer that contained a motherload of bossy advice from everyone but myself. I passed a craps table. A shooter jumbled dice in his hands.
Hey, miss, roll 'em for me, would you? A good-looking girl like you is bound to give me luck. Come on, baby. 7.
I'm not dressed.
This is Vegas, baby.
That statement teetered on the edge of comfort levels.
Come on, honey. We're all waiting.
No bueno. I was feeling desperate in terry cloth, and I hate the word honey. I'd worked too hard in an asshole's business to be called honey by anyone, let alone another asshole.
Hey, look at it this way. I don't know many ladies who could wear terry cloth and get away with it.
Slimy as he was, it was a compliment. He offered me the dice, and I hesitated.
Who'd want to hold hands with a scrub brush?
Little Laura Nagel always had to show up to remind me of the eczema on my hands. She also insisted we were best friends. When I reached out to Laura on Facebook years later, she had trouble remembering me until...
You're the one with the eczema. Still have it?
Germaphobe, huh? I gotcha. They're clean. I never throw a dice in craps without having thoroughly cleaned my hands. Soap, big lather, seriously hot water, rinse my hands while I sing happy birthday twice, hand dryer, hand sanitizer, and then don't touch a thing. Not because I'm afraid of disease, but because I'm afraid of bad luck. Oh, and I gotta tell you my name, because not telling you my name would also be bad luck. My name's Fred. Now throw. I gotcha.
You might want to switch hands so no one sees your eczema.
Never show your weakness, dear.
I switched hands.
Throw, baby.
Oh, God. The last time I threw dice was a vicious game of Monopoly with my dad.
I won, dear.
I shut my eyes and threw.
Damn! 12.
Oh, dear. A 12 on the come-out roll is a loss for all players. Couldn't get any worse.
Like they say, beauty's only skin deep.
There are 2 reasons that happened, and both were your fault.
I nearly jumped out of my robe. He was standing right behind me. A resident cowboy squaring off for a duel in the sand as he pushed his way past me to challenge Fred.
1, you said the word 7 at the craps table. 2, the only problem with her is you got in the way of her magic. Now, you and me might be another story, babe. It's my turn to shoot. Throw 'em from me, would you?
From honey to babe. Christ, I was standing in a swamp of sexist polyester. He smiled, lifted one of the floppy points of my hat, and whispered a bit too close for comfort.
Maybe you ought to take off your sunglasses. I mean, you do want to hit the table with the dice, because if you don't hit the table, it's bad luck.
I could feel the moisture from the guy's breath squish in my ear. I was itching to scratch.
Scratching your ear when you're gambling could be considered a sign of weakness. Or a signal, dear.
Let's take it all away and do it all again.
Remember, I want to try for a 7 or 11 naturals. If not, we'll still roll for the pointers, baby. Oh, 12's for us.
I was focused on a Q-tip. Craps tables are populated by luck junkies, a lively bunch of superstitious gamblers. People who play craps play their superstitions, not the odds. They stick to their rituals. They ooh and ah at a decibel close to a jet engine and drink a lot, except when they're rolling. Casino cocktail servers resist serving the shooter during a roll. You guessed it, it's bad luck. Forget the ear itch. These people were cheering me on.
Go, go, go!
Or were they?
You cheated on tarot.
Shut up, Laura.
Come on, girlfriend. If you don't throw, you'll kill the flow. Throw, and then your fantasies come true.
Ew. Had I become an involuntary mascot for sleaze and soft loafers with tassels?
Lady, give him over.
He called me lady. I could feel the eczema on my fingers. I wouldn't let go.
Who'd want to hold hands with a scrub brush?
I gripped the dice with the unwitting reflex of a pit bull.
Who'd want to hold hands with a lobster?
I used to scratch my hand until I nearly tore off my skin. As I passed Sleazo the dice, I noticed my hand wasn't the hand of a lady. It was the hand of an old lady.
Vegas is for opportunists, babe.
At that point, there was no point in arguing the point. Lack of an opportunistic nature was not exactly my problem. Far from it. Who is that guy? Probably some white-collared lowlife whose idea of a holiday is a vacation in Neverland with the Lost Boys and a bunch of boob job Tinkerbells who yell woot and reveal their bare breasts like they own their sexuality.
Rhea, it's inadvisable to speak your thoughts aloud. You're an attorney, dear.
Loser.
Deep down, I believed the true winners face risk with a smile. And that wasn't me.
You're looking pale. Maybe you should change, dear.
Where the hell is that private elevator?
Ouch! I am so sorry.
Did you say ouch?
Yeah, for you. Did I get your foot?
There's not a lot of shoe there. The rubber strap took most of the blow.
I think you're in the wrong direction for the pool.
Yes, but I'm defaulting to the elevator.
I'm definitely the wrong person to ask.
I thought so. I wasn't sure where to look. She was wearing a dizzying collage of Hawaiian print garments and a pair of patent leather Doc Martens.
If it's any comfort, I'm lost too. I was looking for a place to read.
There's always the pool, but of course you'd have to find the damn thing.
I don't sunbathe. Makes me sweat. I'm Imani Cosmos, by the way. I hope I didn't put a dent in your afternoon.
Rhea Quackenheimer. You mean a dent in my foot.
What did I say?
A dent in my afternoon.
Did I?
Did you what? Oh, did you put a dent in my foot? I wouldn't call it a dent. More like complete annihilation. Only kidding. It hurts, but not a bad hurt as far as hurt goes.
Oh, you mean not a sue me for tons of money kind of hurt?
Litigation and I walk hand in hand.
Great, you're a lawyer.
Look, it's just a foot and a flip-flop. Besides, I've already had one collision. I'm getting kind of used to it.
Uh-oh.
She dropped to a crouch, putting her head between her knees. Are you all right?
I'm dizzy.
Stay here and I'll try to find some water. I flapped off. Oh, let's face it, more like flap drag, flap drag, flap drag. Here you are. Sorry it took so long. Water is apparently scarce in the desert.
I'm afraid to pull my head out from between my knees. There's a crowd around us, isn't there? Is that guy with the rainbow Nikes filming us?
Are you filming this woman with her head between her knees?
I'm just scanning.
Forget the woman in the Hawaiian outfit with patent leather Doc Martens and a rubber snake choker with her head between her knees. Let's focus on the craps table just behind her. To my knowledge, filming any game table in the casino is not permitted. I'd like to see you erase that.
But it's nothing.
I can always call security.
Okay.
Allow me. I want to make sure it's erased. I know it's hard to believe, but despite the unprecedented number of cell phones persistently primed to capture something, people do have rights.
You are an asshole.
You know, I always think of that word as gender specific. I mean, there are so many rich pejoratives for women, but you wouldn't be the first to call me that. I guess that's something I'll have to live with.
Can't believe this.
I don't remember people being like that when I grew up.
Like what?
If I had had that conversation with that guy in an alley, he would have punched me.
Comes in handy being an attorney, huh?
You learn to argue better, but there are only a few gifted attorneys. I'm not one of them. Off topic, I found the elevators. It's amazing what you find when you're not looking for it.
Preach.
I'm not preaching.
Oh, sorry. Preach is just like saying, you go, girl, but maybe not as dated. BTW, there's not a lot to see if you're a knee. I'm gonna try lifting my head.
You do that often?
Put my head between my knees?
Faint.
I sometimes get a little dizzy. And so I'm gonna sit here for a few minutes before I brave the great city of Rome.
I'll be seeing you.
Do you think so?
I regretted offering that. Who knows? Given my bad sense of direction, the odds aren't good, and let's face it, strolling in the casino is vaguely baffling unless you're drunk. It's hard to see past all the gigantic sippy cup cocktails people are sucking on while screaming conversations. I've never been more aware of the world being so full of strangers.
They're not strangers. They're aliens. Trust me, I've been here a week.
You've actually been here a whole week?
Long, boring story. I finally saw who my ex really is, and I'm trying to take the road less traveled by people addicted to bad relationships.
I'm not sure the Appian Way at Caesars is the best road, but, well, nothing's easy, dear. Sorry, that was weird. I don't know why I called you dear. I must be channeling my client, Miss Veronica. Your name is Manny?
Imani, or Ani, in case we find ourselves in the same bar, drowning our sorrows.
I'm just here to see a client.
Sorry, my bad. I'm probably the only kooky soul who thinks I'll find myself in Vegas. But I'm sure you have better things to do than hang out with the little match girl.
May I ask something?
Of course.
Imani Cosmos is quite a name.
That's a question?
I'm an attorney.
My father was Greek, my mother was Kenyan.
Powerful combo. Don't sell yourself short when it comes to men. Men are best when they come and go. By the way, got my eye on that rubber snake choker. Back in my villa, I pondered everything I wasn't. It was nearly 7 p.m. I was hungry, and there was plenty of time to kill before the lights went up on Weirdo Cool's wild ride. It had been a long time since I'd seen Weirdo. Sure, we waved at each other at the rare press event, but Weirdo was forever on tour. I wondered if he had lost a bit more hair, exposing his temples. Had his smile lines become permanently grooved, or were his dimples just a bit more prominent? He did send me a book at Christmas with an inscription he'd written inside the cover.
Rhea, when I read this book, I thought of you.
Love Weirdo? Huh. The book? John K. But I was never much of a reader, especially not then. Books made me nervous.
It's a gift. You have to honor it.
I know, Boogie. I opened the book. God, I hate first chapters. They're so self-conscious. I loathed beginnings, but I couldn't escape the fact that anywhere I began would be a beginning.
It is impossibly quiet as I persist in a dull state of disbelief over my achievement. I manifested the most preposterous dream of the century. I overrode all those worthy astronauts, the talented and the brave. Why? because scientists respect a healthy amount of insanity, and this mission is a certain kind of suicide. Nothing matters to me. I have nothing, I suppose. I am nothing.
Typical enigmatic weirdo giving me a book about a loser with delusions of grandeur. Like I said, this was the old Rhea. And why the hell would this guy, John K. Mercury, which is confusing, by the way, since he's going to Mars, offer himself up as a guinea pig for an unbelievably uncertain prospect? And please, like NASA's just going to let him, an unproven person, fly to Mars? Outrage was my happy place. And let's face it, something about that book disturbed the old Rhea. Weirdo gave me that book to make a point. I looked at myself in the mirror. Sure, I had enough money to tweak what I was looking at, but for as much as I didn't want to look old, I didn't want to look young. I have lived. Haven't I? That was my problem. I walked out of the villa terrace. The Vegas Strip looked like a kingdom rising out of the rippling heat of an arid plain. I wanted to believe there was something ahead for me, but I hadn't moved for years. My hands went in fists, but they always did in certain moments. I walked to the edge of the terrace and leaned against the railing. I impulsively hoisted myself. I swung my legs over to the other side, I slid my body down against the railing till my feet touched the slim ledge on the other side. I eased my grip on the railing. I could jump. Boys, my dogs, my big, hunky bull mastiffs, my angels were licking my hands. You're right, boys. I couldn't leave you. The dogs turned and looked behind them, wagging their tails. Someone was standing in the doorway. Someone was watching me. But no one was there. I gingerly put a leg over the terrace railing and then the other, sliding in a slow-mo till I was back on solid ground. I walked into the villa and closed the door. I looked back at the Vegas skyline. It was the magic hour. Buildings glowed with residual sunlight. In the near absence of day, there's something poignant about the shift from day to night. I thought about John K. How awful to be so lonely. I wanted to cry, but I had forgotten how.
You're too smart for your own good.
A male associate once told me that. It stuck. Rhea Quackenheimer, LLM, was in a quagmire. The trappings of my life were suffocating me. The trappings were great. Top A&R exec. You couldn't get any better as a woman as anyone. I owned a Malibu home, 2 beautiful bull mastiffs. What's to hate?
Rhea, your 1 p.m. is here.
Do you have a band? Or are you it? Okay. What are you, 19? He was 35 if a day. The bottle black hair wasn't fooling anybody. Listen, cramp.
It's crease, actually.
Okay, crease. Why don't you leave your info with my assistant, George? George had stuck it out with me for years. He knew every dirty detail of my life, or so he thought.
That ain't no casting couch. Miss Thing just likes to screw with a colleague.
The truth was, I'd had a few passing boyfriends, significantly 2, one younger, one older. When I was with the older guy, it felt like a relationship with someone else's fantasy. When I was with the younger guy, I felt old. When I broke up with him, he wept for a week and then thanked me. There was always Weirdo, but Weirdo was a pop star. Glitch metal and absolute shit. Can the hair rocker make a comeback?
Missy might hate that shit, but she do like it when that shit buys her some designer heels.
Get Mitch on the phone. I have to yell at him.
Ooh, Lord. Can I listen?
No. Mitch was my colleague, a bulldog lawyer with the hands of a farmer. It's hard to know what scared Mitch's adversaries more, his vitriol or those great big fists.
Look, Mitch, it was provoked fat-shaming. She mentioned my age. That's ageist.
I know, the old Rhea sounds like a horror show, but hold on before you judge. In my addled brain, people were overweight if they weighed a pound over zero. Ever since summers on the Borscht Belt, I was terrified of weight gain.
Rhea, darling, we're not at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Stop looking, eat.
Ah, Booby, I miss you. Booby is Yiddish for granny. My Booby used to take me to Kutsher's on the Borscht Belt in upstate New York. Just say Borscht Belt, and you put on weight.
Oh, what a fabulous buffet. They've got everything, and the fruit cocktail with choice of Miracle Whip, cottage cheese, or Jell-O.
Exactly. It was the fruit course that killed me.
You're gorgeous, darling. Zaftig. What a figure.
I wanted to be a skinny blonde girl.
Why? There's nothing to grab. And brunettes are mysterious. You're beautiful. Eat.
I ate. Later, when my Booby was no longer in my life to remind me of what it is to live, I got skinny. And I became obsessed. Having weight implied unchecked impulses, and impulses implied a sense of personal freedom, and that scared me. I was soft once, then I was all angles.
An earthquake with a magnitude of 6.8 along the Santa Monica Mountains hit at 5:03 a.m. this morning. Residents of Venice Beach are being asked to evacuate due to potential tsunamis. Malibu has experienced landslides. Reports of damage are still coming in. Currently, as many as 10 people are reported injured or missing.
It was like a left hook from the devil, like he reached out from the bowels of the earth and slugged me. I was asleep, and then I was awake, already sitting up. This wasn't small. It was hard and fast, and I will acknowledge the pun only by saying nothing should be hard and fast. Oh my God, the dogs. Boris and Clyde liked to sleep out on the deck overlooking the ocean. I ran down the stairs and out into the deck just as one of the pillars supporting it collapsed into the ocean. We were thrown off the deck in an instant. We should have died. I can still feel the sudden warmth of two furry bodies flanking my panic. We were inches from rock. And as I grabbed the dogs' collars, I turned and looked up toward Pacific Coast Highway. It felt as if someone was watching me. Had someone come to help? No. I'm not a good swimmer, but my God, I swam. When we reached the slim shore, we walked up the stairs leading to the front of the house, and we dropped to the ground, exhausted. I crawled between the dogs. The house was repaired, but I wasn't. I didn't feel right. In my skin.
Rhea, some kid just delivered this letter.
A kid?
Somewhere between the age of 12 and 30.
I grabbed the letter from George and read it. Pithy.
You think pop stars make it with pithy?
It's not from that kid.
Oh, someone you know.
Did know. As the days wore on, I found myself taking frequent showers. I rushed home from work just to stroke Boris and Clyde. At night, when Malibu traffic went nearly silent, I'd open all the doors and windows facing the ocean, hoping the crashing waves might drown out my thoughts. But I couldn't stop reading that letter.
Rhea, are you playing country music? Like ancient country music?
Ancient is a bit of a stretch.
You blinked.
So?
No reason. Anywho, Pipsqueak says he's not happy with the video shoot. He says he won't play guitar sitting naked on a toilet seat, and he won't sit on a toilet seat with a fucking camera woman between my biscuits and cheese.
You handle it, George. I'm over drama.
In this business, we live for drama.
I was rarely impervious to George's variety of sass, but I wasn't the same, Rhea. He knew it.
I tell you what, I can handle Pipsqueak, but Weirdo's playing the Pompeii in Vegas.
Duh.
What about a live recording?
Brilliant. You handle it, George. We like Vegas. Vegas was a memory I'd rather neglect.
Vegas is the only place where your mother and I had sex, dear.
Moving right along. When I was a child, we spent Thanksgiving in Vegas. That is, the old Vegas. Musty, smoke-filled casinos offering upgrades to people who spent no more than $100 gambling. Poolsides full of oil-dipped women for that deep tan. Guests carrying suitcases, not rolling them. Women in sequins. Women in muumuus at penny slot machines, wearing white gloves to prevent calluses from repeatedly pulling on those long arms of the devil. For adults only. Cocktails that were more liquor than mix. Dining that was fast, bland, or unquestionably swanky, serving spaghetti or steak and offering the best wine in Vegas next to jug wine. What better place to consider all things for which to be thankful? Of course, Vegas had changed, and to the rest of the partying world, Vegas was the new cool, and no one was cooler than Weirdo Cool. What do I wear?
Stay tuned to episode 5. Nothing like a cliffhanger.